You've probably noticed that real estate agents are constantly juggling client calls, paperwork, and listings, and many of them admit they're stretched thin. But instead of hiring a full-time employee, a growing number of agents are turning to virtual assistants to handle their day-to-day tasks, and this is where a realistic side business opportunity sits. Today we're talking about starting a virtual assistant business specifically for real estate agents, not a general VA service, but one tailored to the unique needs of that industry. Right now, the demand for real estate virtual assistants is climbing because agents are trying to scale without adding overhead, and they need reliable help they can trust. The startup costs are low, you probably already have a laptop and internet connection, and the skills you need, like scheduling, email management, and CRM basics, are things you can learn without a degree. But here's the catch. Many beginners jump in without understanding the specific workflows of real estate, and that mistake can cost them clients before they even get started. In this video, we'll break down exactly how this business works, what tasks you'll actually do, how to find your first agent clients, and what red flags to watch for along the way. So let's start by looking at the one role every agent desperately needs filled, and why it makes so much sense for someone who wants a flexible online income. A virtual assistant business for real estate agents is exactly what it sounds like. You help agents run their business from behind a computer screen. This matters because agents are constantly overwhelmed with tasks that eat up their time to sell homes. You handle things like managing their email, scheduling showings, updating their client database, and even posting on social media for them. The way you make money is by charging an hourly rate or a monthly retainer, usually between $25 and $50 per hour to start. A realistic truth is that you will not start at a high rate right away, but you can raise your prices as you gain experience and prove your value. The upside here is that agents are willing to pay well because every hour you save them is an hour they can spend closing a deal. Your simple takeaway is to think of yourself as a remote helper who takes the busy work off an agent's plate. Now that you understand the basic model, let's talk about why this opportunity is so hot right now. The real estate market has gotten incredibly fast-paced, and agents are drowning in administrative work more than ever before. This is important because agents who try to do everything themselves often burn out or miss opportunities with buyers and sellers. More agents are realizing they need to delegate tasks to stay competitive, and they're turning to virtual assistants for help. A practical detail is that many agents work from home now, so they're already comfortable collaborating with someone remotely. A mistake to avoid is thinking you need to be a real estate expert yourself. You just need to be organized and reliable. The benefit is that you can start this business from anywhere with a decent internet connection and a quiet space to work. Your takeaway is that the demand is high and growing, so there's room for new VAs who can deliver solid support. Next, let's look at who this business is actually a good fit for. This business works best for someone who is naturally organized, detail-oriented, and comfortable with technology. It matters because agents will trust you with their client relationships and daily operations, so reliability is key. You don't need a fancy degree or years of experience, just a willingness to learn real estate software and communication tools. A practical detail is that many successful VAs come from backgrounds in admin work, customer service, or even teaching. A realistic truth is that you need to be comfortable working independently without constant supervision or hand-holding. The upside is that you can set your own hours and work from home, which is great for parents, students, or anyone wanting flexibility. Your takeaway is to honestly assess whether you enjoy helping others stay organized and solving problems behind the scenes. Once you know it's a fit, the next step is figuring out what you need to get started. Hey, before we move further, I want to ask you something real quick. After hearing about this virtual assistant path for real estate agents, what part feels the most doable to you? Maybe it's the scheduling, the email management, or learning the CRM systems. Or maybe you're wondering which skill to learn first. Drop that in the comments. I read through them and love seeing what you all are thinking about. While you're down there, hit the like button if this is clicking with you so far. And if you haven't yet, subscribe so you don't miss the next steps I'm about to share. Stick with me. We're just getting into the good stuff. The good news is that starting a virtual assistant business for real estate agents is very low cost compared to most businesses. This matters because you can launch without taking on debt or risking a lot of money up front. You'll need a reliable computer, a fast internet connection, a good headset for calls, and a quiet workspace. A practical detail is that you should invest in a simple CRM like HubSpot or a real estate-specific tool like Follow Up Boss to manage client data. A mistake to avoid is buying expensive software before you have your first client. Start with free trials or basic versions. The benefit is that your total startup cost can be under $500 and sometimes even under $200. Your takeaway is to focus on the essentials first and upgrade your tools as your income grows. Now, let's get into what your actual day-to-day work will look like. A typical day for a real estate virtual assistant involves checking in with your agent clients and tackling their priority tasks. This matters because agents need to know you're on top of things so they can focus on showings and negotiations. You might spend your morning sorting through emails, scheduling property showings, and updating listing details on the MLS. A practical detail is that you'll often handle social media posts, create newsletters, and follow up with leads who have gone cold. A realistic truth is that some days are slower and some are chaotic, especially when an agent is closing multiple deals at once. The upside is that the work is varied, so you will not get bored doing the same thing every single day. Your takeaway is to build a routine that includes regular check-ins with each client to stay aligned on their needs. With a clear picture of the daily work, let's move into the first practical steps to actually get started. The very first step is to define the specific services you'll offer, like email management, calendar scheduling, or lead follow-up. This matters because agents want to know exactly what you can do for them before they hire you. Next, create a simple one-page website or a professional profile on LinkedIn that explains your services and experience. A practical detail is to start reaching out to local real estate agents directly through email or social media with a friendly introduction. A mistake to avoid is waiting until you feel perfectly ready. Just start with 1 or 2 services and expand later. The benefit is that you can land your first client within a few weeks if you're consistent and proactive. Your takeaway is to offer a discounted trial rate for the first week to build trust and show your value. Once you have that first client, you'll be ready to build systems that let you scale your business smoothly. Alright, so you've got your tools ready and you know what you're doing. Now it's time to actually find someone who will pay you. This part scares a lot of people, but it doesn't have to be complicated or awkward. The best way to land your first real estate agent client is to start with your own network and ask for referrals. You can also join local real estate investment groups on Facebook or attend open houses to introduce yourself in person. One common mistake is thinking you need a fancy website or a big ad budget before you ever talk to anyone. The truth is, agents care about reliability and speed, so a simple email listing your services can work wonders. Your goal here is to offer help to just one agent for free or at a discount in exchange for a testimonial. That one happy client will open the door to more leads, which brings us to how you should actually set your prices. Once you start talking to agents, you need to know what to charge so you don't sell yourself short. Pricing is tricky because beginners often feel like they have to compete on the lowest rate possible. Instead of guessing, research what other real estate virtual assistants charge in your area and base your rate on that. A solid starting point is around $20 to $30 an hour, or you can offer flat monthly packages for a set number of tasks. One huge pitfall is saying yes to everything for $10 an hour just to get your foot in the door. Remember, you're saving agents hours of their own time, and your work is worth more than a fast food wage. A simple rule is to charge at least what you'd want to earn after expenses, and then raise your rates after you have a few clients. Getting your pricing right early on sets the stage for real earnings, and that's exactly what we'll look at next. If you're serious about turning this virtual assistant idea into something real, I want to point you somewhere helpful. Head over to www.wealthylifetribe.com. It's a space built for people exploring business ideas like this one. You'll find practical guidance on getting started, plus resources that make the learning curve way easier. There are also sections on AI tools and automation that can save you hours when you're serving real estate clients. The goal there is simple: help you move from thinking about it to actually taking action. No fluff, no hype, just useful stuff that fits where you are right now. So if you want to dig deeper, that's the place. Bookmark it for later and come back whenever you need a next step nudge. Let's talk numbers so you know what this business can actually bring in for you. Realistic revenue depends on how many hours you work and how well you price your services. If you take on 3 or 4 part-time clients at $25 an hour, you could easily clear $3,000 a month. Some virtual assistants who go full-time and build a strong reputation earn over $60,000 a year running this exact business. But don't expect that overnight. Most people start slow and grow their income as they gain experience and referrals. The upside is that you control your schedule, so you can scale up or down based on your life. Keep your overhead low, and nearly every dollar you earn goes straight into your pocket. With that potential in mind, it's smart to also know the common mistakes that can stop you before you get there. Every new virtual assistant makes a few stumbles, but you can skip the biggest ones if you know what to watch for. The most common mistake is overpromising what you can do and then burning out trying to deliver. Be honest about your skills from the start and focus on just a handful of services you can do really well. Another frequent error is not having a simple contract in place, which can lead to scope creep and unpaid work. Beginners also tend to work with anyone who asks, even if the fit is bad, and that drains your energy fast. Instead, set clear boundaries about your availability and the tasks you will and will not do. You can avoid most headaches by being direct with your clients from the very first email. Steering clear of those traps will help you stand out, which brings us to how you can separate yourself from the crowd. There are other virtual assistants out there, so you need a way to be the one agents remember. Standing out doesn't mean being the cheapest, it means being more reliable and easier to work with. One powerful way is to specialize in a specific type of real estate task, like listing coordination or lead follow-up. When you know the ins and outs of a certain process, agents will trust you over a generalist every time. Another edge is to respond to messages within a few hours, because agents are used to slow replies from everyone else. You can also share quick tips or templates with potential clients to show your expertise before they even hire you. Small touches like sending a monthly recap of your work build a reputation for professionalism. Once you start standing out, the next step is making sure those clients keep coming back and telling others. Getting your first client is exciting, but the real growth comes from turning that client into a long-term partner. Repeat business and referrals are the engine that will keep your calendar full without constant cold outreach. To build that, deliver your work faster than promised and always double check for errors before sending anything. A simple follow-up after each project, asking if there's anything else you can do, shows you care about their success. One mistake is to assume satisfied clients will automatically refer you. Instead, ask directly if they know another agent who could use help. You can even create a small referral incentive, like a free week of service, to encourage them to spread the word. That momentum will snowball, and soon you'll have a steady stream of work without even hunting for it. Now that you know how to build that flow, let's move into how to handle the ups and downs that come with running your own business. Marketing your virtual assistant business doesn't have to be complicated or expensive. Consistency matters more than doing one big push and then going silent. The simplest approach is to pick 2 channels and stick with them every week. For real estate agents, direct outreach on Instagram and LinkedIn works really well because that is where they hang out. A common mistake is trying to be everywhere at once and burning out fast. The upside is that even one solid post or message per day can bring in steady leads over time. Just focus on showing how you solved their specific problems, like managing listings or scheduling showings. Once you have a rhythm, you can start thinking about how to turn small jobs into bigger revenue. You know, one of the best parts about building a virtual assistant business is that you don't have to figure it all out alone. There's a whole community of people at www.wealthylifetribe.com exploring the same ideas. They're learning about AI tools, automation, online income, and how to serve clients like real estate agents. When you join that space, you get momentum from seeing others take their own steps forward. It's not about comparing, it's about supporting each other and sharing what works. So if you want to be part of that, subscribe to the channel and visit the site to connect. You'll find encouragement, real talk, and practical help along the way. This is your invitation. Come be part of something that helps you build what's next. Starting with small tasks is fine, but you want to grow into higher value work over time. The key is to prove your reliability first, then ask for more responsibility. You can start by handling email management or data entry, then move into client follow-ups or transaction coordination. A practical step is to offer a monthly retainer instead of hourly billing once you have a few clients. A realistic truth is that some agents will keep you at the same level if you never ask for more. The benefit is that bigger tasks mean bigger paychecks and less time chasing new clients. Just keep a list of services you want to add and bring them up during check-ins. As you grow, you will also face some real challenges that are worth preparing for. Running this business is not all smooth sailing, and it helps to know what is coming. One of the biggest challenges is dealing with inconsistent work from agents who are busy one month and slow the next. You might also face clients who do not communicate clearly or expect you to read their minds. A practical way to handle this is to set clear boundaries and response times from day one. A mistake beginners make is taking on too many clients at once and dropping the ball. The upside is that each challenge teaches you how to run a tighter, more professional operation. Just remember that every agent you work with is a learning experience that makes you better. Still, this business is not for everyone, so let us talk about who should think twice. This business is a great fit for many people, but it is not for everyone. If you struggle with staying organized or managing your own schedule, this might be tough. You also need to be comfortable with repetitive tasks like data entry and email sorting. A practical truth is that real estate agents can be demanding and expect fast turnaround times. A common pitfall is thinking you can do this part-time with zero structure and still succeed. The benefit for the right person is that you get to work from home and set your own hours. If you are not naturally detail-oriented or patient, you might want to look at other options. But if you are still interested, here is a simple 30-day plan to get started. You do not need to overthink this. Just follow a simple plan for the first 30 days. Week 1 is about setting up your tools like a scheduling app and a basic website or profile. Week 2 is for defining your services and pricing so you can pitch with confidence. A practical step is to reach out to at least 5 real estate agents each day during week 3. A realistic truth is that you might not land a client in the first month, and that is okay. The upside is that every conversation teaches you what agents actually need. By week 4, you should have a clear offer and a few leads to follow up on. This plan keeps you moving forward without getting stuck in perfectionism. Starting a virtual assistant business for real estate agents is a real opportunity if you are willing to put in the work. The best part is that you do not need a fancy degree or years of experience to begin. You just need to be reliable, organized, and willing to learn as you go. A practical truth is that the first few months might feel slow, but momentum builds over time. The mistake to avoid is waiting until everything feels perfect before you start. The real reward is building a business that gives you freedom and steady income. So pick one small step from this video and take it today. You have everything you need to make this work, so go ahead and start. So now you have a clear picture of how this virtual assistant business for real estate agents really works. It's not about hype or quick wins. It's about learning the tasks, testing what fits, and staying consistent. The next step is yours. Maybe it's researching skills, picking one service to offer, or starting small with one client. If this video helped you see a real path forward, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more practical business ideas. Remember, you're not alone in this. Our community at www.wealthylifetribe.com is built for people exactly like you. There you'll find practical guidance, useful resources, real motivation, and the support to keep learning and moving forward. Take what you've learned here, start where you are, and keep building step by step. Thanks for watching. Now go make that first move.